Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're all having a magical day as always, and thank you so much for taking the time to support Hello Good Game. We are in the Explorer format with an artisan build. What this means is we're playing it with older cards from past sets that have been in standard, nothing digital. This is all tabletop shenanigans. What we will be playing with as well is with pure commons and uncommons, making it a very friendly deck to budget players, right? So if you're just starting out and you're looking to play within the Explorer format, this is the deck for you, right? Very, very fun. It has a ton of value within it, a ton of draw, a ton of damage, and what more could you want? So within the video, we're going to break down the deck list, talk about the strategies, the synergies, break this all down in the gameplay footage, and then wrap up with our final thoughts. So buckle up, get ready. Smash that like button to show your support. Subscribe to the channel, of course, if you haven't already done so, right? Subscribe. Tell all your friends about it as well. The more subscribers we get, the better my channel performs. So, cheers. Thank you all so much again, and let's take a look at the deck. Yayo, Explorer Elementals. So this is a newly upgraded deck, something that I have actually been fine-tuning for years now, believe it or not. So we've been playing with this deck a ton, every now and again for quite a long period of time, and it's actually one of my more prouder builds. I just absolutely love it. So the cornerstone cards here, Cavalcade of Calamity, I guess, is where we could start. Whenever a creature you control with power 1 or less attacks, the Cavalcade will deal 1 damage to that player or planeswalker. This is fantastic. So this is non-combat damage, which again, alongside things like the Scorch Spitter, whenever it attacks, deal 1 damage to the player or planeswalker. It's going to push up things like the Chandra's Pyroling. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, the Pyroling gets +1/+0 and gains double strike until the end of turn. Alongside the Spitfire, a 1/3 with flying, and whenever an opponent is dealt non-combat damage, Chandra's Spitfire will get +3/+0 until the end of turn, right? So we're doing non-combat damage through the Spitter, and then through Cavalcade of Calamity, which will consist of having a deck filled with power 1 or less creatures, which we just happen to have. It also just happens to be that they're all elementals and they are all high value, right? It's not just the Pyroling, it's not just the Spitfire that can get a bunch of damage through for us here. It definitely is the ability to go wide as well. But what we can also do is really go crazy with Landfall here, right? So, we kind of have that primary strategy of Cavalcade of Calamity, Chandra's Pyroling, Chandra's Spitfire with the Scorch Spitter, right? We attack with a bunch of wide creatures. We get a ton of triggers on the stack. Fantastic. That's quite explosive. We love it. But what we can also do now, which is really cool, is the Brushfire Elemental, Akum Hellhound, with the Risen Reef, right? Both of these are still elementals triggering the Reef, but what is even more important is, turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. This turn 3, whenever it or another elemental enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it into the battlefield tapped. If you don't put that card into the battlefield, put it into your hand, right? So the Reef comes in, and the Reef is going to pull one of these new sacrifice lands, which is an ETB of a land, immediately sacrifices itself, and then brings in another basic land for a second ETB, which would trigger the Hellhound. It would trigger the Elemental twice, and that's not even our designated land for the turn, right? So technically, you could play one of these on your own. Then you could play the Risen Reef. It grabs another one, right? Which is just like 4 land triggers. That's absolutely ridiculous, and will most likely give you lethal there. However, further on down the road, we can play multiple elementals on top of the Risen Reef for a chance to get multiple sacrifice lands on top of the Landfall, right? So again, not only the Cavalcade of Calamity going wide with the 1-power creatures, with the 2 Chandra creatures for explosive damage, but now we can also go tall and go through things with the Hellhound, with the Elemental, which is fantastic. We can not only protect our creatures, but open up our attack lanes with Fading Hope. We can also grab +2/+2 and trample on all of our creatures with the Barge in. Both of these are at instant speed, so fantastic interaction. You're buffing up your creature after the Cavalcade triggers, and that trample is sure to get the job done on, like I said, that Hellhound on the Brushfire Elemental once they've grown up, right? And then protecting our own goodies with Tamail's Safekeeping, right? So there's a lot of nice interaction there as well. And then, the Scorcher. This is going to be 3 bodies on top of hopefully a Risen Reef that will all trigger the Cavalcade. Really going to help us ramp out, draw a bunch of cards, and deal a bunch of damage, which is really cool. So a very simple deck, right? We've already talked about everything that you need to know of in the build. You know, we have the draw land here. We have some life gain land as well, just for consistency's sake. But really, it's all about hitting these sacrifice lands on the landfall to go, you know, really big and apply lots of pressure. Maybe you get some trample, that's fine. You know, or you just go wide, like I said before, which is super doable as well. And the trample actually is good here as well, because, you know, Chandra Spitfire can be like, you know, a 30-31 or a 30-31-3 is what I mean to say. You know, it's not uncommon, as Cavalcade is a non-legendary, you can stack it. So right, 2 Cavalcades and 5 attackers is 10 triggers for the Spitfire. That's plus 30 attack power. Ridiculous and incredibly easy to achieve, which is nice. So, you know, that trample really definitely coming into play there, as well as the protection, because it's going to be a high priority removal for your opponent. The greatest free-to-play deck of all times, you know, made by yours truly. And it's not only this that we have to offer you guys as a newly updated version, but we have a ton, and a literal ton of free-to-play content that we've done in the past that kind of became irrelevant as it transferred out of standard. But now with Explorer, we're seeing a lot of these decks come back into play, right? So go through the free-to-play library, maybe find a favorite and ask me to upgrade it. I got you. This isn't the only deck that we can upgrade with the newest cards. And of course, you know, there's not too many changes here, but fine tuning it for the current meta is a big thing here, right? With that interaction and stuff. So cheers. Again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an absolute magical day. Enjoy the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel out to your friends, your families, your playgroups, your chat rooms, whatever it happens to be. And let's check out some gameplay footage here, yeah? All right, opponent goes first. We can grab a red land. Okay. The other theater can grab a blue land. Sultai build. Landfall edition. Okay. Let's just show them who they're dealing with. We want to come in untap next turn, so we're not saving it, not winning any battles that way. And we 100% need that island, right? So it is what it is. Oh, get a little mutate in. So now it's a 3/4, grabs a land. And most importantly, has started that mutate stack. Very, very powerful. It's a good landfall ability. And this is will re-trigger every time they mutate, right? So something to look out for. Da 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 da. Which land do I take? Which land do I take? Which land do I take? Oh, they already took a land. Then they're generating the mana with this the snick, which is underneath. Then we get a symbiote. A boot. Let's push up. Reef is a go. What a land.com. Okay, I do like the spitters with the Pyroling. We can only play one of them, so it's 4 mana, so Spitter Florahedron or Spitter Pyroling. I'm going to sacrifice the Hellhound, I suppose. Hashtag notgreat.com. And then getting hit for 5. They also get a land. They also generate mana through the snake that they're mutating onto. Yikes. I do like the mutate decks, though. There's something that I've covered very, very in-depth. Okay. Let's see what we get. Top deck a Risen Reef, I'll cry. Oh! It's okay, we'll get there. We'll get there, we'll get there, we'll get there, we'll get there, we'll get there. Gain a life, no attacks. I guess the dream is that they run out of cards, but undoubtedly not what's about to happen. So we have to bounce and sacrifice. And they get to choose which creature, which isn't great, so... Probably just going to bounce the Reef, I'd assume. It's the most expensive. Bounce the Hadron, stack the Spitter, take 5, have 3 mana up as well. So here is another Reef. Just want land in play. Yes. Here's another land. And that green mana is not really getting dumped into anything. If we... single cast, well, let's double cast, whatever. I was gonna say, if we single cast, we can get that 1-drop elemental off the top. Which we do not. No attacks. Let's toss what they've seen. Now, our hand is a mystery again. But we are in trouble, right? If they have more mutate, it's just like, rest in peace, HGG. There's a land, or the Landfall. And now Auspicious Sterix. And the Seagull, okay. But the Kraken. That's fair, that's playable. Well, without doubt. Here's a good block. Taking 4 still. Okay. Just get the most out of life. Hopefully they're all land. No Landfall in play. That's not bad. Land is great. Land is great. Ooh, Risen Reef is not bad, right? So, we play the land. Gain some life. Now this is where things get weird. How have we not drawn? Should we bounce this mutate stack on their next mutates to interrupt it? Yeah. Let's get in there. That's fine. We don't mind that. Land is even better. No attacks, LOL. End turn. Discarding. Ooh, I mean, this is not great. Barreling in a Florahedron in a Bargain. We should only need 1 Bargain. Oh, we're getting tapped here. Well, that's fantastic, isn't it? www.that'sprettycool.com. Alright, we reset the stack. Of course, those all just go back to their hand, which isn't great. But then we're just forced with the bat, and it's not been mutated, which is also not that bad, and I don't think they can... Well, they do, because this drops it by 1. So again, they're still destroying target creature that we control, which is undoubtedly a Risen Reef. Not great, but... There's a war... Well, no, because we don't untap either, do we? This is a good card. That is a good card.com. We need to just flood the field with new blockers. Right? And the worst. Alright, spit her out. These are good blockers, right? Ooh, we should probably play the brush fire first. Because we're about to go on a roll. Well, it's actually probably not a lot of land left in our deck, lol. It's probably close to it. Which is nice, because then we can finally, on the bottom of our deck, find this Cavalcade. Which is really important. So we need that bird to survive. Important for me. All of the haste can remain in hand. Let's get that Scorch Spitter out. That's pretty cool, too, if we can have it survive. Okay, there's that other Cavalcade. Beautiful. There's no attacks here, officer. Discarding 4, huh? Okay, so 2 Pirelings can go. Hound can go. Oh, wow. That's... Safekeeping should stay. I guess another Spitfire can go. Let's see how this pays off. I'm a little nervous. Did they gain control of this forever? They do. And they've untapped it. I should... Reading the card explains the card. I understand. I understand. We're still gonna... We're gonna get down. We're gonna get dirty still. If we can survive. It's, risky biscuits, of course, but maybe we get there. So here's a bounce, here's a destroy, here's a land. It's easy for us just to... They should do ones that aren't tapped. They should not bounce a, you know, a tapped token, right? 'Cause I can defend with the untapped ones. Let's see how it pays off, though. We do have 14 available mana, which is, like, everything. That's my whole hand. If we had the Spitfire, we would have probably held up lethal, but... This is okay, and this is, again, bad, because we're going to lose that mass amount of damage, but at the end of the day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is a lot of damage, considering these will both put out as well. We have some haste in hand. 16 cards left in library. We lose a Risen Reef here. Or the Spitter. I mean, either or. Probably the Spitter, because they want us to deck ourselves at this point. They're bouncing again. I thought they already did that. So many mutates.com. However, if we didn't Fading Hope earlier, we wouldn't have survived until this point. And it is, you know, at that point. So that drastically reduced the size of our field. Oh, wow. Okay. They're pretty smart. They're pretty smart, I guess. What do we have left? 1 Scorcher, 2 Brush Fires, 2 Cavalcades. Thinking... I like it. Let's see what this does land-wise. Oh, that's good. And just remember, they mitigated us the entire time. We just need that barge in, right? Which is instant speed. Hashtag let's go. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Woof. Okay, we do not mind. That basically does it all there, does it not? They declare blockers and we go wide. Just triple dropping Cavalcade. Acceptable. +2 on the brush fire. Everybody gains trample. Beautiful. That was really nice. All right, I see 3 colors of land with a Risen Reef. Ooh, that's a big smile. Right. We don't mind. We're playing a little bit slow. And I'd love to save keeping that Reef, if at all possible. So maybe we don't even play it till 4. But, yeah, no, we'll get there, we'll get there, we'll get there. Here's a cliff, up to 21 life already, wow. Look at us go. We're gonna need that against this, pimped out aggro deck, to say the very least. I mean, I'm not gonna hold it in hand when we have the available mana now, and no need to hold up mana. However, that does kind of, showcase what deck we are. Prowess, trample, land, and again. Okay, this is good. Hit for 5. Wow. Removal off the top? No. I will play the Scorcher though. We have to get down. We have to get dirty. We can play the other Cavalcade and hold up Temur. And then the turn after, scamper out. I'm a little bit nervous here, though, still. Oh. Reckless Rage. This is 4 damage for 1 mana. Very nice. It also triggers the 10th district, which is good as well. So we're getting bullied here. This is a meta deck, right? Reef out, safekeeping is being held up as protection. Fast turn. At least we can protect ourselves here. It also gives us the ability to block, as the indestructible can, you know, take the majority of this damage. Unless there's trample hiding, which, you know, might be. We've already seen it once with the anger. Third part arc and Fae. Ayo! Stomping 4 is not bad, but we're down to 9, which is, let's just face it, not good.com. How will we survive next turn? I think we will. It's fine. Be a red source. Shake, never mind. It's a broker's. No attacks. And I think we're just dead this turn, but let's play it out. The dream here is to top deck a land of red origin. Play the Cavalcade 2 Cavalcades, and then Scampering Scorcher, which would be 3, 4, 5 attacks, which would be 10 Cavalcade triggers, so 10 damage is plenty. And then, you know, we'd be in the air for like 31 or something, right? However, we do die. We get deaded here. Easily take out our Spitfire. No blocks, and they also deal 10 damage. I'm just gonna call it. It's game, baby. Woof. Alright, I mean, we're a little slow here, but I like the Reef in hand. You know? This is a red source. This can be... whatever. Maybe even another red source. This actually needs to be a blue source. We should have played the Cabaret first. Score Spitter off the top, I believe there, so I wasn't really thinking about that. I should have been. Now, I guess here's the questions. Do we protect this Reef? Yeah. Oh, but we only have one blue source. So no, we don't. Let's go for it. Elemental's nice. Now imagine if this grabbed a sacrifice land. No. Take a nice hit for 6, potentially. Of course, might get bounced. We need that second red source. I mean, there's very few things in deck that actually utilize blue. And we already have one open. Just protect the Reef. They cycle. Growth spirals, whatever. Some ramp. Land. Okay. Call me crazy. Let's go for it. This is nice on the Reef, right? It's a lot of triggers. Okay, replacing. I mean, I'd love some land. Come on, give me some land. Not a single land. We are exposed here, but we've got a full hand. Discard, a barge in, and a hope. We already have a copy of each of those. Uganos. Okay. Real funny, Ugin. X equals 3. What a dirty dog.com.
Reality is unwritten.
No land, hey? That's a tall order. Brushfire, Reef land. Go big or go home, right? Get a land, get a land, get a land, get a land.com. Yes. Almost too good of a land. Nonetheless, we smack Ugin. I mean, it's got the damage, can minus on us. Just a Cobra, but they get a lot of landfall triggers here, yeah? So up to 5 available mana. Not great, not the worst. Okay, okay. Basically a free growth spiral there. Oh, wow. Rare much? Wow. This is incredible. This takes them up to 3. They should have played that other Cobra first. This takes them up to 4. Are they allowed to play? Oh, because the Escape the Wilds. Additional lands, baby. Okay. Hashtag youdirtydog.com. I see the way you want to boogie. They're tapped, right? We're good. We're good. Just some landfall. Oh. Oh, yes. This is delightful. There's nothing like beating a rare spammer. And we don't even need the bargain, but we have it. But we have it. Oh. That's a really good deck, so it's nice to prevail. Going first, nice land with a reef. Definitely acceptable. Which way we go with it, I don't fully know. Probably just with that elemental off the start, right? It's the most expensive. Directly into our reef. Into only a single drop because we don't have a second red. Thoughtseize. See you later, Risen Reef. Bye-bye. That's an easy pick. You don't even have to think about that one. Risen Reef is the pick. Without doubt. My bro. Unless they're like, oh, I've got just removal on it. Why? They don't, when they just have removal on that? At least the ETB still triggers. Worst case scenario. Good hole, because this would have hit for 5. So it's, I guess, a question of whether this reef can survive or not. If not, it doesn't look good. Interesting. This might take their removal priority. No, I don't think there's anything there, so we'll double down. Hopefully there's not a field wipe. We get the land ramp, which is good. Gain life, sure. Hit for 1. Another hole, this time on the spitter. The others are 3 drops. Sure. Land to 3 available. Reef is a go. Oh, dang it. Yeah, still do it. We should just maybe have played our Brushfire first. I was like, nah, you won't get it. Chances are low. Oh, wow, back to back. We get burned so hard for not playing this Brushfire. Oops. And now no lands each time. That's funny to me. Alright, at least we get one here. Okay. We cannot complain with that, can we? This is a nice toasty hit here, and it actually probably takes the priority onto this Brushfire from the Risen Reef. But at the end of the day, most likely just a field wipe. Most likely just a field wipe. seizing themselves to get the Parahelon into the grave. Then here comes Greasefang. Nice. Nice, bruh. Well, they know if they hit with Greasefang and Parahelon, it's still not enough. And like this is like a top deck, right? This is a tier 1 meta build. And we got you, bruh. We got you. Good land and a good hand. Let's roll out. Well, it's tempting to just keep that tapped land for later now. Very smooth land. Oh, they paid for that. Makes me nervous. Is there a counterspell here? If there is, I would definitely counter that. There could just be removal on the Spitter, though, and that's going to nullify the Cavalcade. Basically, you know, it's useless. But here is a bounce effect just to our hand. Okay, so we'll hit for 2. 16. Oh. Well, that changes the way I want to play this out as well. We'll need 2 green sources, which is playing it slow here. There's another Cavalcade. They can interact because I'm just going to protect that reef later. I mean, Cavalcade and Spitter triggers hit, so I doubt there's removal. Maybe a flash blocker? Nope. Good damage. Growth Spiral. Okay, little rampy doos. Why not play 4 rare lands in a row? Sorry, did I say 4? I meant 5. We lose their little critter. It's okay. It's okay, chat. Reef could get countered here, I guess. Apparently. No, it's just a growth spiral. Fantastic. Land in play. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We like that, don't we, chat? They have 2 cards in hand. We have unlimited cards in hand. How it feels. Cycling for 3. Haze of Pollen. Prevent all combat damage. Interesting. We might be getting ourselves into a predicament here that I don't fully understand yet, but I believe we will begin to grasp as we move forward. Alright, here's another Risen Reef. Let's get those triggers ripping. 2 of them this time, and that's the first land. That's nice. Draw, not bad. Here is a tapped land. There's no landfall at the ready. Hit for 2 with protection. Nice. Alright, we'll end this turn, and you know, this is getting close to the end. Probably a field wipe here. Rush fire. This could get down and dirty. I would definitely counter this, because it's going to deal a mass amount of damage. Oh? I get it, I get it, I get it. We still lose 1. Here's the elemental, though. They're just like, wow, you know what? They're still popping off. I can't handle it. My rares aren't strong enough. I'm gonna go out a few more. Well, holy Toledos. Getting the job done. I do like where the deck is at. We had to fine-tune it. Adding interaction. Beforehand, we didn't have enough interaction. There was no hope. There was no barge in. There was no safekeeping. And we did find ourselves ending up on the shorter end of the stick more than not. With that being said, I do believe that barge in can go down to 2 copies. It would be nice to see safekeeping up to 2 copies in the future, and maybe probably even Fading Hope can go down to 2, and that maybe allows potentially another land, potentially another Scampering Scorcher, right? Because to have extra lands in the deck isn't necessarily a bad thing, as we're free casting so many of them through the Risen Reef, right? And then the double elemental drop is fantastic as well. But looking forward to what all of you think. And of course, if you're looking to upgrade the deck, it's very easy. Chandra is going to get the job done. But again, you know, maybe be saving those cards for your new meta decks and keep these free-to-play decks a little bit separate. But at the end of the day, if you have Chandra, you know which one she is. You can tell which one we're talking about. You'll get the job done, which is fantastic. So cheers, like the video, comment, subscribe, become a member, stuff like this. Support the channel, keep the lights on. But most importantly, right, have yourself an absolute magical day, and we'll see you soon in the next.